Let's have some Fruns with Frunsi. Frunsi have sent me this. This is the RubensTab T11 Pro. They're marketing it as a drawing tablet for beginners, so why is there Pro in its name? There's no denying it. The reason to buy this tablet is for its low cost. Keeping that cost down is they've used a MediaTek MT8183 processor, which is an 8-core processor from 2019. It was, for instance, in the Amazon Fire HD 10 Kids Edition from that time. So it's not blistering specs. It does have a 10-inch full HD display, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, and a pressure-sensitive stylus. And that stylus is the deal breaker or the deal maker. So let's test it out today. What I find is this is an acceptable pen for general purpose writing or drawing. The thing is though, if you have had an experience of a more premium stylus on a more premium drawing tablet, it is going to leave you a bit disappointed. If you were looking for an Android tablet at a low price with a good quality screen and you wanted a decent enough pen for occasional notes and occasional sketches, whether that's for diagrams or for simple artwork, you only had a little bit more than $200 in your budget, then this would fit the bill. You have a fine, good quality screen here, stylus and case all in the box. And it does work just fine. If you wanted a stylus for drawing, you might be better off looking at something like the Samsung Tab S6 Lite, which is going to come with a far more accurate and sensitive stylus. It's going to have a Wacom EMR stylus on that, and that's going to be very little extra outlay if you find one, for instance, secondhand. That being said, this is going to do for somebody who's on a tight budget, or for a tablet if you just intend to hand it off to your kids to play about with or to watch their favorite videos on it, which also happens to have a stylus for some fun drawing. This would work. But in a world where the Apple One pencil still exists and you can get cracking deals on iPads and Samsung tablets from only a few years ago, I would recommend having a look at the used or refreshed market, because I think that you can do better for around $200. If an aspiring artist were to use this tablet, then they wouldn't have as good an experience as if they were to use an Apple Pencil 1 on maybe a refurbished iPad 9, for example. This would be fun for a bit, but pretty soon their skills are going to surpass the quality of this stylus. I like this. I've let my kids have a draw and a play on this tablet and they enjoyed it. There's no doubting that it's a nice, bright, high-resolution screen, but the chipset just won't do you for any more than light drawing. For instance, video editing is going to be right out on this. We'll probably manage some light photo retouching. You'd fill the storage pretty quickly, even if you were to do that. And I'd suggest that would therefore mean entering into some sort of cloud storage, which again is going to put your cost up overall. It's an Android tablet, of course, which can do all the Android things on it. And I found that it handled drawing apps like Sketchbook Pro just fine. If you want to do any large loads, then you're probably going to get a little bit of slowdown on the way. And for instance, having many apps open for multitask switching, you're going to experience a bit of slowdown. So you're going to want to manage your apps by actually using the recents button to make sure that you are closing apps that you aren't using at any given time, instead of just leaving them running in the background and taking up that limited RAM. Guess who's not going to be very good at doing that? Kids. So if you're thinking about buying this for kids, then I would suggest going for something even more simple, like an Amazon tablet or something of that description, because they're not going to be very good at managing closing down their apps and looking after the limited RAM that you've got on the device. Stylus is better than a passive capacitive stylus or your fingers, and it does have pressure levels, but the jitter is very poor at low speeds. I would struggle to write really neatly on it. It also doesn't have the best palm rejection. However, tablets like this is the Tab Mini C, which has a Wacom EMR stylus, excellent palm rejection, excellent accuracy for drawing and writing. But it might just be the right thing for my kids to take with them on holiday. It's got a good screen, it's got a pen for scribbles, and it's even got a headphone jack, so it'll work with any cheap headphones. I do quite like the look and feel of it, especially when it's out of this quite tacky fake leather, but also fake wood case. Giving you all the input and output you could desire, USB-C, headphone jacks I mentioned, also little HDMI as well. It does have stereo speakers and a front and rear camera, although the quality of those is not going to be great. So you just to hand this off to your children, they'd have fun with it, and you wouldn't have to feel too precious about it either. The pen does need to do better. If they want to market this as a drawing tablet, they really should have included a better stylus. I don't think any professional artist or anyone looking to create really good looking, pleasing drawings is going to enjoy this over something with an EMR style stylus. I think they really need to look at a company that can get them inexpensive license for an EMR stylus to really call this a drawing tablet, and certainly to give it that pro label. It's a good first product from Frunsi, but lots of room for improvement here. Draw like the new build now.
I am such a teacher, aren't I? I mean, room for improvement instead of just saying it's bad. That being said, I did actually have quite a nice experience of drawing on this thing, and I really did enjoy using the colors on this nice screen. What I really enjoyed about the colors was actually because of the software that I was using, and Sketchbook Pro actually gives you an option to see complementary colors. For every color that you have picked, it will give you the complementary color, so that's cool. And I actually think that it's turned out quite nice despite the poor stylus. And I can confirm that although the glare is awful on the video, I was able to see the screen just fine throughout drawing this.